Yo, okay, gang, here we are. It is time to do that stream thing. Yes, your boy is like mad tired still. As you guys know, I just got back from a 3 week away from home stint, and yeah, I am still absolutely dead. Like it's crazy. I thought I was going to be able to come right back and flip back into things, but it turns out as you move up the elderly ladder, the recovery time takes a little bit longer. Simple as pie. Anyway, let's get into these things. First of all, I wanted to talk to you about some of the stuff that we, learned and picked up at NAB. Man, it was a fantastic trip. I had so much fun, but was there to do some business and things as well. So a lot of what I was focused on initially was I was doing my speaking gig. Okay, so I was basically teaching people in the broadcast industry to do what we do. How is that? Do you understand the flip when it comes to this part of the conversation? Sorry, I left my desk a mess yesterday because I was so exhausted after all of those Ecamm streams. I went straight upstairs and went to bed. And then last night I had tickets to the opera, so I had to go do that. So anyway, yeah, I think the thing that's funny to me is I'm sitting in the room with a bunch of people from the broadcast industry, and they're trying to figure out how to do what we do. Process that. You know what I'm saying? If you guys remember, those of us that have been streaming for a while, you kind of understand this. But if you remember, at the very, very beginning of the Panini, your favorite host had to work from home, and they looked crazy. I don't mean like in a lack of faculty sense. I mean in the sense that their setups were just really bad because they were so used to being in a controlled environment of a studio, and then they had to come home and do exactly what we did. And because of them, you couldn't buy an A6400, you couldn't buy a capture device, you couldn't buy certain higher end microphone pod mics, sold out, everything sold out, hair done, nail done, everything did. Yo, why is my thing? Yo, everything just went crazy when I was gone. What's going on? Hold on, give me 1 second. I am super, like, things got to be exactly a certain way. I'm one of those weirdos. And then if it's not, I feel things are out of proportion. One time for the SM7B, I am in my headphones so I can hear what's going on. And I'm sitting here beating this mic's butt. But you know what you don't hear? You don't hear mic handling noise. It's not very loud to hear, me adjusting and, fixing this because it's out of whack. It turns out that after many, many months of doing this, you have to kind of like reset it and retighten it. And inside here, I actually keep the lug wrench, not the lug wrench, the Allen wrench that you need to tighten up the arm here. So that's all, doable when and if it's necessary. So yeah, anyway, one of the things that's just kind of funny to me is that in that particular conversation, we were talking about content creation, ways of, leveling up your production process, going through sort of the same stuff we talk about here, but I was, doing it on a pro scale level. Okay. So that part was kind of incredible to me. The other thing is, I mean, I had a chance. They did look kind of crazy, right? I had a chance to hang out with some of the brightest minds. And, I was talking to some of my people that one of the coolest things is being in a room where, you're not exactly the smartest person in the room, So that gives you an opportunity to level up and bless your brains. So first of all, before we get deep into some of the stuff that's here, that's popping off at NAB, I do want to remind you guys, if you are thinking about Creator Camp, should you go? Is it worth the investment? Whatever. The answer is absolutely yes. I do understand that doing some of the stuff that we're about to do is going to require somewhat of an investment, right? And I do understand that for many of you, that seems to be a struggle, right? Or you say it is. Anyway, I know some of y'all lying. Let's be honest. Because you'll get that whip, you'll get that new pair of kicks or that new purse or that new car or whatever, things that you got to do. Some people are legit having a rough at it. Some people are on fixed incomes because, they're on Social Security and they're about to run out because they've been on Social Security for 30 years. Sorry, Paul. But yeah, like there's things that you can do in order to get yourself where you got to get in order to be involved in these things. Like that's the one thing that's dope about our community in general. We're mostly dealing with adults. We're not mostly dealing with, somebody who's trying to flex their gamer channel and they only got the money that their parents give them or whatever. So most of you guys are in business. Most of you guys know what's up. It's just a matter of figuring out that value proposition. Like, is it really worth it for me to be at this, that, or the next thing, right? And the answer is absolutely. Creator Camp is going to be a bomb, right? For me, here, let me see if I can do this. Some of the stuff that really made it worth its entire weight and goal for me was, here we get down to the bottom of this. Hopefully, I haven't, been down here to check, so I don't know if my Apple Photos is up to date or how up to date it is. Hopefully, it's caught on and got a majority of what it is that I want you to see. Sometimes it takes a while because I'm not always on Wi-Fi or plugged in, and that's just how Apple Photos works. You need to be on Wi-Fi and plugged in for it to pull the updates. But let me talk to you about a couple kin folks that I met when I was there that I think you guys are going to enjoy as they become more and more part. So this is Frederick Van Johnson, right? I have been watching Frederick Van Johnson's content for probably about long as he been doing this. Like myself, ex-Apple employee, he's a photographer, so I've always watched the stuff. They say representation matters, right? When I first got into doing stuff in photography, the main guys out here talking photography stuff were like Red Harrington, who I know already, but I also met, again, there people like Scott Bourne, also who I know because of Twit. Actually, Frederick used to be on Twit. And yes, he's This Week in Photography, which is TWIP. It's funny now. But yeah, these are cats that I've known forever, but, maybe haven't got a chance to spend any quality time with, run through and passing at shows, say what's up. At one point when I was doing heavy Photoshop training, I completely looked up to Frederick and Red and some of these other people out here. So I got a chance to spend 3 solid days with Frederick. And as a matter of fact, he had to leave early. And I ended up teaching a class on the NAB show floor, compliments of, I stood in for Frederick, right? That, my friends, was incredible. It's hard. I'm gonna get verklempt if I talk about it, and I don't really want to do that right now. But so I got a chance to hang out with Frederick, and just that was incredible. Another OG who I've known for a while. We have done tons of podcasts together, but strangely enough, I hadn't met in person to spend time with. Now, we met once at Twit Cottage, but I was an audience member at the time, and so I didn't really get to talk to him because he had to leave because, of course, he's always busy. I did get to talk to Leo and stuff, which is funny because now I'm always on Twit, but the first time I went to Twit Cottage back in 2012, I was just fanboy, strolling up in there to see my people. I already knew Renee and Andy, but I hadn't really known Leo like that other than, again, passing at shows, doing drinks at the bars at Macworld. But, got to spend some quality time. This one got to go, catch up with Alex. Alex is also incredible. These are the things that you can't replace when you go to a show like this, right? These are the reasons why you want to be able to go to stuff like this so that you can have a chance to link up with people. Like, I know Keely knows Alex because Keely's always in office hours. Some of you guys do office hours. Here's another one. This is Chuck Joyner, right? Mac Voices. I don't know if you guys listen to Chuck or not. Hey, don't move that one. Move this one. I have done countless podcasts with Chuck on British Tech Network. I mean, we're talking hundreds, but first time actually getting to meet him in person, like legit first time. So that was really incredible. And a new buddy that I made, actually two new. I'll see. Hopefully, I have another picture of Jeff. This is Eli Locardi. I like to call him Cardi E. Eli makes an amazing software for you photographers. Gretchen, I'm talking to you. I don't even know if she's here yet. She might be babysitting them grandkids. Anybody who's into the photography game, you should be definitely checking out Radiant Imaging. I'm going to end up having to do a whole stream on this one because this is crazy. Like, this is so good. Got a chance to hang out with Eli. We spent tons of time running to the Amex Lounge. All right. So in a convention center, if you've been to Vegas Convention Center before, you know that place is freaking massive, right? In the North Hall, there is a Starbucks. But because the North Hall connects with the Central Hall, that Starbucks is just stupid. It's like you order your thing and you'll probably go to sleep before you get it, right? Well, if you happen to be a Amex card holder of a certain ilk, they have a swanky Amex lounge up in the convention center that is nothing shy of abso-freaking-lutely gorgeous, right? So Eli is, a frequent flyer because he's a travel photographer. And then me, I got my Amex because I travel a lot as well. So, we slide into the Amex lounge and it was glorious, family. Like, it was one of the most incredible setups. You just go in there and like enjoy your life. It's not super crowded. You can sit down, charge your batteries, do all of the myriad things, have a good time. So, getting a chance to meet up with Eli it's actually Elia, but some say Eli, some say Elia. Anyway, homie was off the chain. I'm definitely trying to get him to come on the show and talk to you. Now, we'll talk vendors real quick. You guys all know Rode Ryan. You probably already seen the video before. Got a chance to hang out, real talk with Rode Ryan. Just super incredible guy. You've seen him thousands of times in your Rode videos. If you happen to be into any Rode-oriented equipment, that is, just gold. Another one, which a person I absolutely adore and had a fantastic conversation with her. This is Nancy from Nanlite. And to hear a CEO talk about how important the users are to her, when she got into the light making business, she didn't want to just get into it to make products. She wanted to get into the light making business to actually provide some impact and be there for users. So I know that she's an open book. If there's something that we're not feeling or needing, we just hit her up and, game recognized game. She'll take care of it. Like, it's super, super incredible to have an opportunity to meet her. Now, some more of the fun stuff, right? Like, absolutely amazing things here. Guys, this was one of the highlights of the party, right? I rolled into the West Hall with Katie. Okay, first of all, let me fix this. I was doing my speech on the floor. I'm teaching my Final Cut tips. This is just like, first of all, it's already blowing my mind. I'm having a great time. The audience is reacting. People are learning things, so I'm teaching them. And I didn't know you could do that kind of thing. This was all incredible. These right here are my Final Cut bros, right? All of these guys are Final Cut Pro creators. They create around camera stuff. They talk about, various editing, whatever. We're all in Matt's server. You guys all know Matt. Matt's been on the show. Some of you might know Dylan if you watch Final Cut tutorials. He's the Final Cut bro. This is Josh Satin. I've been in a video of his, where we all got together and just talked about some things we liked about creating videos for YouTube, things of that nature. And then Brandon Talbot, he's an adventure and fitness creator, but also a Final Cut person, and then the fat guy on the end, that's me. So running into my boys, like, this is our Discord server that we all live in, come alive. like this was super incredible. Probably one of the dopest parts of the event, right? Is again getting to hang out with my boys and do things like that. Now I don't know why this picture came out so bad. There may have been beverages involved, but another person who I've been in Clubhouse with, get to talk to from time to time. I absolutely love Photo Joseph, incredible creator. This is at one of the drink ups after our training sessions because we were both training for FMC. So again, this is why you got to get out, fam. You literally got to get out, find your way to get into these events. I suggest next year right? Oh my God, dude, Dylan and Matt are like 6'5" and 6'6". It was pretty obnoxious hanging out with those two all the time. You guys put it in your head, pick a couple events that you want to go to, something that will work in your favor, and start planning for that joint now. I'm telling you right now, NAB 2024 is going down, so be ready. I'm just saying, I'm going to give you guys the warning ahead of time. Got to hang out with Rocky a little bit. Got to hang out with Michael Tobin and Brandon Washington, right? Another good Final Cut crew. We couldn't get anywhere to just go meet because it was too busy everywhere. It's Vegas, right? So you guys know Dave Mays. He's changed his name, going by his regular name now, which I totally appreciate. Incredible creator. He threw together a meetup with all of the people that create on YouTube at In-N-Out because it was the easiest place to get a reservation. Well, because you don't need one. And so last year when they did this, it was about 20 people. This year, I swear there's 60 of us hanging outside of In-N-Out, and it was an incredible event. You get to just meet a bunch of people, made some new friends, got to hang out with Sydney and Donna. Sydney and Donna and I spent the whole second day walking around the conference together, learning things. Got to see Gene and Carrie, Potato Jet. And look at these clowns right here. Donna says, oh, I forgot to stick out the other pinky in the shot. He sent me that on IG after. Super funny. Yeah, it was an absolute fun, right? It is a lot of tech that we didn't need. This is very, very true. So last one, and then we'll get into some tech stuff real quick. I just want to show you, this was an amazing meeting of the minds that we had at the AMRAM booth. So you guys know AP, Aaron, myself, Photo Joseph, Donna, Sydney. Also in that video was Farouk. He was standing on the side talking to somebody, but you guys know him from iPhone Do. Incredible creator, legit one of the nicest guys in the planet. But we basically went to go harass the people at the AMRAM booth, and we had an amazing time. So there you go. You guys know the PJ team, the Potato Jet team. Anyway, let's get into some tech. I did the road stuff, have a whole separate video on that. I won't dive too deep in it, but I will answer any questions that you might have around the road stuff. And I know that Alec is not listening because he's probably still asleep. But I told this guy by direct message, Alec, don't worry, it's going to be 100% Macintosh compatible. And Alec told everybody on the internet that, oh, this is Streamer X, this PC product is not going to work. And I was like, no, Alec, it's going to work. Trust me. And he said, well, what about this? And so I asked Ryan, and Ryan gave us the answers. And I'm not teasing him, but I'm teasing him because I told him, but he hard-headed. No, Alec was just trying to give you guys the information that he had at hand. And yeah, a lot of people had the same panicked reaction. Trust you me, after spending some time talking with Ryan, Nick, Jesse from Rode, they listen to us. They're listening to everything. So first of all, we have a direct line. So if there's something that you feel you need or is not right or is not behaving properly, holla at your mans. I'll pass it up the chain to my people at Rode. They are the nicest folks in the world. Australians are like Southern Canadians. So they're super nice. They're very attentive. Even I gave Ryan some suggestions. I'm 99%. Yeah, I did. No, you're 100%. I watched it. I watched it yesterday, and I left him a hilarious shade comment. I was like, "Wow, you wouldn't be making this video had you listened to me when I told you." So I was just harassing him because I legit did tell him, but he ain't listened to me. He ain't believe me. He thought I was, just crazy. He thought I was rich. I'm joking, Rich. No, he did. He made an excellent video yesterday, and I appreciate that because you know what a lot of people that do when they create these. Sorry, Martin. Sorry, my best friend. One of my best friends lives in Vienna right now, so I know. But I really like the cakes with all the slices. By the way, and here we call it a Vienna cake. I know that's probably not the real name, and a good lingonberry tort, which is technically more German, but still. Anyway. Yeah, I saw Alec's video, and I really respect Alec for what he did because a lot of the dudes on the internet will come out and make a hate bait video, and when they're wrong, they never correct it. He came out and straight legit said, okay, let me correct this fact, and I thought that was absolutely brilliant, and just say to myself, he must have had a good teacher. Okay, so let me, this one's going to be in video format. Hopefully, it will loop. That's going to take a second. But I stopped by the Synology booth to talk to them to see what type of stuff that they had coming up for us.
Those of you who are generating a lot of data. All right, for those of you who are generating.
Don't do that. Let's put this over here. I'm going to put it into the overlay that doesn't make any noise. Add animated overlay. And then we're going to set this to just loop for a second. All right. So this is a brand new 2023 size box coming out from Synology. There's two of them side by side. Very inexpensive. So what's cool about these boxes is it's a 723 plus. Okay. The reason why it's a 7, if all of you guys who have Synologies, you know this. To those of you who don't really know this yet, the first number in the Synology nomenclature explains how many drives it has. Now, you only see 2, but that's because the expansion box is 5, right? So with this plus an expansion box, it can be a 7-drive system. But this is a dope way to start, okay? So you start here, very inexpensive, pop in 2 drives, and then when you're ready to expand, you just buy the 5-bay expansion box, and you can go from here. So this is the DS723 Plus. I don't know if it's all the way live yet. Let me look it up real quick. Amazon DS723 Plus. All right. When you see the plus, you know that joint is expandable. All right. And then, oh, yes, it is. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, girl, hey. Let me drop this in the Chizat. I'm going to put the diskless version. I kind of suggest you buy diskless and get your own disc. I think it's a better look. But you do you. If you're lazy, don't want to set it up, a little bit scared to set it up, do that. Keely has a dope video on setting it up where she walked Dina through how to do it. I can walk you through how to set it up. A monkey can set this up. It's not that hard. All right, anyway, so I'm going to drop the linky in the chisel right now. There it is, the Synology 2-bay disc station DS723 Plus. Now, here's the dope part about Synology to me. I did not memorize this nomenclature. I could just do it in my head because it's a 2-box. I know it's expandable, right? And I know that the expansion bay is 5. So you could just add it up in your dome. Like, it's super, super simple. So that is a DS23 Plus. What's really, really cool about this version, which didn't used to be cool about these versions in the past, is you can actually put in a 10 GBE card, and that's a 10 gigabyte per second card. I actually have one in mine. that allows you to do really fast network connections. And with that card in there, you could actually edit straight off of it. But anyway, we won't get too heavy into Synology on this point, but just know for about 450 bones, you can get your start, slap in 2 drives, and then when you're ready to expand, just buy an expansion bay and go from there. So everybody doesn't have to do what I did and go straight out of the gate and spend damn near $3,000 on the Synology. But I tell you what, that 48 terabytes of deliciousness over here in the corner is one of my favoriteest things in this party. Okay, so what else was cool at the show? Something that I went to go check out because a bunch of people have been getting out of the. Oh, there's a lot more to do with that. Yeah, you can do a lot more. Getting out of the Camlink party, because the Camlink party is starting to become more and more problematic, right? This right here is the what do you call these guys? The Sonic Technologies lined up. Hey, girl. Hey. Haven, if you need any help with this whatsoever, contact myself or Keely's right down there. You can contact her. Yeah, it's a game changer. Legit will make your life so much easier just to help keep things off of your computer. As you know, when you get machines like this now, they come with small drives and everybody does things like, spend another $8,000 to get the updated SSD. Not necessarily. I rock a 2 terabyte and I got 48 terabytes in the corner, and my photography, my video, I can edit directly off of it, and I back up all my family's computers to it. I can get to any of my files remotely through my phone. Like, it's delicious. Okay, so anyway, this is the Sonic Technologies box, and I was looking at these enclosures because a lot of us are trying to get out of the old Camlink party because the Camlink party is starting to get a little old, which people don't realize. The Camlinks that we know and love are 6-year-old devices. They have not been updated, no firmware upgrades, no nothing. It's the same exact device for the last 6 years, and now they're starting to become problematic because they don't communicate properly with the new modern machinery. They don't get any faster. Now they're becoming passe. Okay, so one of the hot new tricks a lot of people are diving into is getting something that's known as a Decklink quad. Let me pull this up real fast. I should learn how to type DECKLINKQUAD. Decklink quad. And what a Decklink quad will allow you to do is have 4 HDMI ins, and it will go into your computer. And then from your computer, it will your Mac can see each of those 4 HDMIs as individual pieces of the show, right? It will show you camera 1 through 4. So this is a Decklink 4 card. Now, as you know, your laptop ain't got no place to put this card. So you have to put it in something like this Sonic Technologies box here. There's a couple different sizes, power supplies, and that. They all basically work. So you can get a Decklink card, roughly about 500 bones. You can get one of these enclosures somewhere between 200 and 300 bones. So let's say for $800, you can get rid of all of them Camlinks. Now, some people say, well, that's more expensive. Yeah, Camlink is like $150. And so that's, 600 bones? It's about $200 more, but borderline flawless. And operating to your computer over the Thunderbolt bus. So no drops, no power issues, because it's never just you bought 4 Camlinks. You got to get 4 Camlinks, and then you got to get a hub that's $350 or whatever in order to be able to deal with it, or the smaller, little pocket size hub, that's another $200. So it's about the same price, really, though. If you take the 4 Camlinks and an OWC Anchor or somebody's Thunderbolt hub to give you enough ports to plug all this crap into, plus a regular hub, actually that's more expensive, right? That's going to come out closer to 1,000 to 1,200 bones, where this is more like 8. So that's one of the things that, was really popping off. But here's a cool thing, a quick story, because you should always tell stories whenever possible. Okay, so I'm here, I'm doing this, I'm talking to the guy, and he's struggling a little bit because Sonic Technologies is a Japanese company. This is my man Haruo, right? So Haruo and I was talking, and I noticed my man was struggling, so I asked him the rest of the questions in Japanese. And reflexively, he just answered them because that's how your brain works. When somebody comes up to you and asks you a question in English, you just answer the question. You don't look at them and say, how come you can speak English? You just answer, right? So talking to my man, I'm answering. He reflexively answers me in Japanese. Right when we were done, he was like, wait a minute. Chotomate. He's like, how come you can speak Japanese? And I was like, oh, I went to Tokai University. Haru grabs my arms, like legit, like you're about to shake a baby. He grabs my arm and he went, I went to Tokai University. And I was like, what? Yo, we became best friends right away because we have the same alma mater in Japan. And why that's different is it is a popular school for athletes, but it's in the country. So it's kind of like everybody knows Iowa State, but you're not going to just find people on the street. Everybody talks about Harvard, Cornell, USC, UCLA. Most people ain't out in the street screaming they went to Iowa State, right? But we're like that. Our school's in the country, a little bit tucked in the mountains. So the fact that we went to the same college, granted, many years apart, Paul, don't get funny. It was kind of cool that, I met a Tokai alum, and now we're the best of friends. So again, these are just the random things that happen when you go to a showgram like this. That's all I can say about that. All right, some more dope tech for you guys I thought was absolutely incredible. I think I got a picture of this one. I'm all about good quality sound. Some of you guys complain about microphone prices and things like that. So this is a Comica CMV VM50. Let me pull it up on the Ozon. This is very similar to the Rode mic that's attached to the camera over there. The build quality looks pretty solid. Diana loves this company. So I think that there is room for some of you guys to maybe, is that a VM20? Why can't I see? Hold on, I'm going to embiggen this real quick. Let me get the number right. VM30, there you go. Anyway, I think there's room for you guys to get a mic that I can say after talking to these people and having a chance to, conversate with them. I think they're a decent company. I think they care about what they're doing. They're not just pulling off some random knockoffs, if you will. The VM30 isn't all the way out yet, but it's releasing very soon. But I'll show you the older model. And it's a lot cheaper than your Rode equivalent, right? But it's still decent quality mic. This is the older version. The new one isn't fully out. Hopefully, my homie Vicky will send me one so I can show you guys it at a better clip. But getting the opportunity to get out there and see this kind of stuff be really, really helpful to your party. Mr. Renee, good to see you, fam. Renee, look, check this out. Let me move this out the way. You was missing, fam. You was missing. We almost had the whole band back together. Got a chance to hang out with my man Lindsay out in these streets. It was really cool. So anyway, here's the link to the Comica. Pretty dope. I like it here. Hirsch, what is happening, my brother? What is up, Booch? Good to see you here. Appreciate you. So, yes, that was a Comica. They had some pretty incredible stuff. They had a unique brand new wireless kit coming out that was kind of fantastic and off the chain. I can't wait to show you guys. Now, I have a video in the can to show you about another new piece of kit that is coming out of a company called Magewell. I haven't, what's the word I'm looking for? I haven't set it to play yet. It's still processing earlier today. Renee, can you tell them to just let me pay more for premium to get my videos processed quicker? I'm joking. Anyway, yeah, so that was really cool. The Comica booth was nice. I went to the small rig booth. I had a little chit chat with them about some various things. I got to go to the Hollyland booth. Hollyland had some pretty incredible stuff out there too, which was kind of fantastic. Amran has new things coming out, which is cool. Let me show you this. Here's a new Amran light for those that need a Big Daddy that works good. We're going to ignore Fruit's face right here. We're just going to slide him in the corner. But this is the new Amran. What's really cool, though, 3 or 4 different companies were showing brand new, smaller, like sub 20-inch light domes. Because, you know, a lot of times the domes get psycho. Like, they're just massive and they take up too much space. So, Colbor, sorry, Colbor, Colbor was showing a dope small dish. Amran was showing a new small dish. I believe Nanlite also was showing a new small dish, right? So, yes. Since you went to small, could something like the Samsung S20 or Pixel 2 fit? Absolutely, right here. Hold on. Oi! Where's it at? It's in here somewhere. There it is. Boom. Tough Active connected. This is my rig. This is a small rig universal case. And, it will absolutely fit in this bad boy. If you go to amazon.com/shop/DocRock. Thank you, Paul. Paul will put the link in. It's in that first list of items I have in the list, and also did a video on Amazon. Again, let me move this, where I talk about how I set that up. Yes, let me get to. So, would you use red drives? Absolutely freaking not. No way, no how, never that, not going to happen. It turns out red drives, they say they're NAS compatible, but what they don't know how to do, especially in a small box like that, they don't know how to handle the vibration very well at all. What you want, if you're going to build this, look for DATACENTER drives, right? Look for very specific data center drives. And I don't care if whatever drive says it's available for RAID, don't just go by that, because that alone is not the party. What happens is RAIDs, because of their close proximity, generate a metric F ton of vibrations. So even things like Iron Wolves, if you're using a RAID like we're going to use it for, which is probably video editing, then you want something that's a data center drive. It will cost a little bit more, but it'll be well worth it. One thing data center drives normally come with, this is what I use. I use UltraStars. I use the HC530 version. This is an older version, but it's still in there. I use UltraStars. Or the Seagate one has a different name to it. The Exos. Either of these will be good. See, here's the 530s right here. Look at that. 14 terabyte 530s are $119. Come on, son. Come on. That, my friend, is cheap than a mother. You know what I'm saying? So these drives have helium inside. And that means that the air is lighter, so it can handle the vibrations better, and it can deal with the high-speed spinning. Don't buy a renewed version. You want a real one. That's the reason why this is cheap. So you want this or the Seagate equivalent, which is Exos, but what you don't want is, you can do what you want. Me, myself personally, I'm never buying no renewed drives. That's out of the question, right? Sometimes it just means somebody bought it and opened it and returned it, but I ain't about to take that chance. See, $190, that sounds better. That's more like the right price. You last purchased these in November 11th, 2021. I told you this is what I use. I'm not telling you to buy stuff just to, get some clicky clicks. This is the ones I use. You can buy the Seagate compatible versions of the same thing. It's your world. But Absolutely. Make sure you go data center. It's worth the extra money. They have longer warranties. They have most of them come with some sort of recovery plan built in. Means you can send it to the company and they can get you the data back or send you back another drive with the data as it is. Pop it back into your RAID. It'll probably fix itself and repopulate. And they can just handle the level of vibrations better. Boom, boom, boom. Renee said, picked up a MKH50 from a C70 and not getting any audio. If I plug it into my PR40, it works fine. Okay. Does the MKH50 require Phantom, or do you have the Phantom on and it's bothering it? Let's see. The old school version of this, the MKH 55 or 5 is pretty dope. So this one is condenser. So it does require Phantom power. Yeah, see, it requires 48 volt Phantom power. It might be possible that your C70 isn't kicking enough. Man, June, Renee, this is my brother, June. Like, not my brother colloquial. This is my brother. Like, we share a dad and mom. Don't forget about mom. She'll throw a slipper, bust me upside the head. So if he says things in the chat, you can trust him. He's my little brother. He's a pain in the freaking ass. Yeah. The switch, yeah, I guarantee you it's not catching a proper Phantom power. I almost guarantee you that's what it is. It might be pulling 24 Phantom power and not the full 48. So on the C70, you probably have two options, 24 volt Phantom and 48 volt Phantom. And let's see who else is up here. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Paul. If you look in there, Hirsch, you'll see the cage I got. Sorry, let me answer Ryan real quick. So was trying to sign up for Blue Sky, my buddy Ryan. He's at Hawaii on all the socials. And somebody brute force hacked Blue Sky and killed all of the activation codes. It's kind of funny. Have I seen a hard drive company called Tropic Color they've been promoting lately? Let me see. Never heard of that. One thing about these hard drive companies, I can tell you the amount of stuff that's out is primarily, they're all primarily the same, right? Because you got Western Digital, you got Toshiba, and you have Seagate, Hitachi. That's it. Everything on the market, I don't care what they say it is, inside there, it's one of them. They don't have a blog. So I don't know. It could be they're talking about Glyph. Glyph drives are dope. Not cheap, but they're good. I went to the Glyph booth as well. These guys make amazing hard drives. I mean, super, super amazing hard drives. Guaranteed not the cheapest stuff that you're going to find out there, but made for the video processing community. And these stuffs are dope. Right now, they're some of the hottest things on the marquee, but not cheap. And I think that does throw people off a little bit if you get a chance to get out there and see this. This was cool. Let me show you this real quick. This was super cool. Not something I think a bunch of us will need.
All right, for those of you who are generating a lot of...
Stop that. Go back to this. Not something a bunch of us will need because it's not exactly cheap, but it's pretty cool. Inside this box from Amran It comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the Amaranth MC Pros with a bunch of different diffusion filters. It charges inside the case, baby pins, clamps, like the whole 9 yards. This thing was super dope. I kind of want one. I just don't want to spend that kind of loot for it. So if you happen to have watched any of Aaron's videos, Aaron Pricky, he was running around with a backpack, like live streaming live at the joint, which was pretty cool. No, Anchor wasn't at NAB, and they do have a new wireless mic. I have been thinking about picking one up just to test it, but here's my problem with Anchor, and this is June's point right here, because we always used to say this at our store. Let's get this straight. I absolutely love Anchor. They make some really incredible batteries and cables. One of my favorite companies out. When I was on British Tech Network on BTN, I swear we did picks. There's normally anywhere from 4 to 6 of us on the panel, and we have to do pick of the week every week. And I swear most weeks an Anchor product was on there. Somewhere after they got bigger, they decided to start putting their hands into everything else and not just keeping it gangster with the batteries and their cables. And it starts to scare me a little bit. All right, so I would accept this because it's still in the battery game. This is what they specified. No, I don't want your 10%. Go away. I hate those things. They're in the battery game. But when you click over here on the products, now you're just doing Anchor Power. We're going to go to anchor.com. When you click on products, right? You got chargers, power banks, wireless things. We're letting that slide. Cables is okay. AC power is okay. Hubs and docks, all right, they started stretching. Power stations. But now they're getting into weird things like microphones and vacuum cleaners and 3D printers. And I'm like, fam, like, what do you guys make, right? When you start getting that identity crisis, it becomes a little bit problematic. So all of these brands here on the bottom is now stuff that they're getting into, right? So if we flip over here to the old Nebula thing, right? Now they're making this weird, like, projector surround sound type situation, which I know good and dang well they didn't make it. They just bought it off of somebody and slapped their name on it, right? Then you got Soundcore. This is his new, like, speakers and VR and, like, okay, what are we focusing on? Like, how, this is what happens to y'all in your channels, right? You start focusing on a bunch of stuff, you start to lose the credibility that you already established for yourself, right? Now they coming in here with, like security cameras and vacuum cleaners. And I'm like, come on, son. Come on. Are we going to stick to doing what we did? Cables, batteries, chargers, for an iPhone? And I mean, I get it. Expand if you expand. But you were world famous, top brand for a very particular thing. And now I look at their chargers and stuff, and they be behind the times sometimes. Sometimes RAV Power and other companies are spanking. Look, now they're trying to get into making webcams. I don't know, man. I wish they would just focus on what they was dope for. And June and I used to make fun of Samsung when people wanted to come in and buy a TV because we had Sonys. And I'm like, yo, Sony make everything to do with electronics. Sony is not like producing toothbrushes and rice cookers, and Panasonic and Samsung did that kind of crap. Sony focused on consumer electronics. So you can kind of trust what they was doing, and that's why they was always making good stuff. Where some of these other guys, like, if your dentist happens to be a world-class golfer too, you question his ability for dentistry because he's not focusing on what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to drop that video as soon as we're done here, Drox. So I will definitely get that back to you. You know what I'm saying? So I love this, right? Like what Kevin is saying, right? All of their cables and power banks, I'm really about what they do. But how sideways are they going? Right? There you go. There you go. Keely just said it. Come on. Keely just said it. There's vertical integration and then there's horizontal integration. And yeah, I don't know. This is just me. You can do whatever you want. I'm going to just say I get a little bit worried about them trying to make everything, because if your customer is everybody, your customer is nobody. It's really, you can't even do your channel like that. We're talking making YouTube videos. How are you going to run a manufacturing empire where you start making all kind of weird stuff? Like I get the love for this, but let's check this out real quick. I just want to close the loop on this because I don't like open loops. This is their wireless microphone coming in at a $250. Their first foray into the market. Why is it going to do well? Because they have cute, colorful covers. This is some Samsung bullshit right here. Samsung is very famous for making a feature that sounds really good on paper that will tickle people's cockles and make them feel like really real, but serves no actual purpose, right? Samsung is super good at that. So Anchor, taking the play out of Samsung, makes it in cute, colorful covers. It has nothing to do with sound quality. None whatsoever. But people will buy it because A, the name Anchor is familiar, and because B, it has cute, colorful covers. Can I vouch for, hands down, no questions asked, can I vouch for a company like Røde? Yes. What is their title? Røde Microphones. Made in Australia. Mate, you can trust this, right? If I reach into this bag over here and pull out my DJI microphones, can you trust that? 100%. Anchor, me, I know about that. Oh, it's in my suitcase still. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know if I want to trust my creation process to the iPhone cable manufacturer who decided one day to make microphones. Like, the name of this company is Røde Microphones. Like, this is what they do. DJI makes gimbals and all of that, but they also have been, in the small, hyper-detailed, high-level electronics for a long time as well. They have, gimbals all the way up into the $5,000 range. DJI knows what they're doing. So, I don't know. I think the reason why they didn't show up at NAB is they might have got slapped around and sued. This is funny, Joe. They could come out with pool floaties, refrigerators, and a line of makeup. Yeah, Samsung tried getting in the cameras and pulled out. So, yes, I will give. Actually, I had that first. Remember, June, I had the white Samsung Android camera. It was a phone camera, one piece. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to say it, Greg. I'm glad you said it. 100%. So, here's a funny statement. I told you, if you ask Røde question, they listen. So I go to Ryan, and I said, Ryan, these are dope, but I have a question. I know most creators won't understand, but most creators need on various occasions, especially music creators, sports creators, or people like ourselves who live by the beach. Why couldn't you put 32-bit float into one of these? His went just like this. You know what? You're right. Watch this space. That's what's brilliant. That's what's brilliant. So if I had a choice of buying the cute Anchor thing, I would say buy a set of these, or the OGs, or the DJI. Right now, the DJI is my favorite. But yeah, there you go. Still flawless, 100%. 100%. So, man, can you tell me, the new Rode microphone, the NT1 5th gen, has built-in 32-bit float. And anybody that's looking for a solid condenser mic for the studio, who wants some serious sound quality that also has USB in it, by the way, hidden inside the XLR of this bad boy, there is a USB-C port, which is just gangster. I mean, like, Rode came out of the bricks with this bad boy. Look, he's right there in the tiny little, they stuck the USB right there. It's brilliant, and it's USB-C. Come on. Wake up the funk like a nasty dunk. Super cool. I tested this mic out. I have a video for this too. I will be dropping very soon. I just got to edit that bad boy today. But it is super incredible, right? So those of you guys who are looking for a little bit better quality, don't want to spend a lot of money, I believe this bad boy is 199 bones. He said 250. I swear it was 199, but maybe I lied. Maybe they'll adjust it when it hits the U.S. market. Either way, extra $50 ain't going to break nobody's bank. For what it is, having this with the built-in 32-bit float, like the world's first 32-bit float digital output, son, this thing is sick with it. And I got to hear it on the show floor. In the midst of the show floor, it was quiet. It's kind of crazy. It's a glorious invention. So anybody looking for a little mic upgrade, maybe you still own something that's named after a snowman, it's your chance to get out. All right, so what was all of the other things that were popping? Applications that will get you far in your editing capabilities. So many dope things. You're okay. Keely, let me explain it to you in a nutshell. Real simple. I'm going to save you reading the article. Most of the stuff that we're doing, I know you're going to read it anyway because that's just you. That's why we love you. In a situation where you would peak, right? Remember how everybody who used that microphone named after a snowman would often, every time they're talking and they would get loud, there's a laughter and it would make that stupid cracking sound. That's when you're peaking to the point of causing distortion. The 32-bit float, because they're at a 24-bit, right? Say this is the box that you're talking into. When you hit here, you peak. 32-bit would give you double of that, so you can't really peak out of it. But even if you did, there's so much more headroom that you can pull it down into what's called the nominal range and not lose any sound. Because you started with a bigger headroom, you have more space for it to go. It's how Dana would transfer a plant into a bigger pot so that it has room to grow. Because if you left it in the small pot, it would be squelched and then it'll bust out or just die. 32-bit float is giving you more space. It's sort of like having a Sony camera people have 13 to 14 stops of dynamic range, so I can lift the shadows out of the effing ficus back there and bring out the green foliage in post-production because I have that many stops of dynamic range. Most people out here with their basic generic cameras got like 10 stops of dynamic range. So if it's, low light situation, they can't pull out. So having a 32-bit float gives you a lot more room in order to make edits, and boom. You know what it is, little bro. Yes, it is. Well, you know why it's a replacement? It's the 5th gen version of that. Boom. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up because I would have not splained it. And then so now that you made me splain it, we are splained. But yeah, actually super, super good. Yeah. It's like shooting 8K and cropping into 4K for audio. That is about what it is about. Literally giving yourself that extra space. It's another reason why, all of the, I won't say any bad terminologies. I'm trying to stop that. All of the people who like, oh, you only need to stream in 720 because the platforms only take 720. And I'm like, no, you want to stream in 4K because when you want to go repurpose, you actually have some room to work. You can zoom in, you can crop better, you have more information to color correct. It's it's just better, right? Hershey, come on, fam. This is what we're talking about. 16-bit is a jacuzzi, 24-bit is like a pool, and 32-bit is like a lake. Gangster. Game recognized game. But it's like a plant pot can change dimensions on the fly. Yeah. Basically, or one of the analogies I used to use is probably not, the best one, but deal with me. You can yell at me in the background. I consider it like maternity pants. It can stretch as necessary. And then, they'll go back later when you get ready for the second one, you back to normal size, but you have room to, expand and nothing's going to get out of control. So yeah, there you go. 32-bit. Like, Deity dropped a new piece that has 32-bit recording, and Zoom has a dope little piece that has 32-bit recording. The Deity booth, the couple times I went over to talk to Kevin, I didn't have an opportunity to get there, but DIETYMICROPHONES. Bam. Deity is cool. Here you go. The Deity TC1. That's the time code thing. Where is the microphone with the built-in 32 busy float? It was really, really cool. Products, audio recorders. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Not quite out yet, but coming soon. This is the PR2. This is a pocket recorder from Deity that you can clip onto your stuff, and it's going to have 32-bit float recording formats in a really, really small device. Zoom actually already has one of this, and I did make a video of it, but it was so noisy in that corner, I didn't have a chance to correct the audio yet, but I will show you in a second. Let's see where it is. Oh, you know what was glorious? While I'm looking for that, let me just leave this over here for y'all. I just need to have June convince me not to buy this, but it was dope. I just want to say it was fantastic. I played with it, got to mess with it in deep. It was very, very extraordinary, as they say in these streets. Extraordinary. Bunch of Raiders stuff you guys don't need to see. Where is that Zoom thing? Maybe it's on my other phone. Oh, you know what's funny, guys? I went to go check out the F1 tickets because I love F1. Yo, they're $11,000. I don't see the Zoom video, but I'll pull it up for you right here. Let's do this. Let's do this, and let's go to Zoom. Not US, Zoom microphones. Oh God, man, I'm hating the freaking cookie popper thing. Just steal all my info. Don't worry me about it. I'm sick of it. Where is it at? It's the field recorder. Ooh, 32-bit audio interface now. Man, I have it. The little bitty guy. Where'd it go? There it is. There it is. This is their field recorder. It's 230, but this is pretty cool as well. Something that you can take out on. Oh, sorry, Sony. Beat it. Something you could take out on the road and get you there. Really cool little recorder. Tom has a full video about this on his channel, but the key thing I wanted to show you is it does feature 32-bit float recording, and it's an excellent little field recorder that you could take out in the streets and help you get your audio. So, gang, the key takeaway from this thing is no reason to have whack audio anymore. Way too many reasons to have good audio nowadays. The wireless me, check. The DJI mic, which is in the suitcase still, check. Comica has a little portable recorder, also dope, check. Hollyland, the people that make the Mars Connect, has new recorders, also dope, check. There is no reason for anybody to have whack audio. And let me show you this. I'm going to give you a sample, just an example. AUPHONIC. I'm going to show you a little something behind the scenes. First time ever, you get to check this out behind the scenes. Yeah, I did see it. I don't like those things. They do not match my value proposition. I am not a fan of those things whatsoever. But I did see it. I'll explain why in a second. Let me go to this. Can I get all the way to the end? That's the end? No, base. Yes, okay. Let's pull this up. Hopefully this plays through. Let me play the bottom one.
Hey, welcome to the Major booth here at NAB 2023. Want to show you our new USB Fusion multi-input capture and mixing device.
Now listen to this one.
Take an HDMI or SDI signal in, put it out over USB into your...
This is how loud the show floor was.
Here at NAB 2023, want to show you our new USB Fusion multi-input capture and mixing device.
And this is after Alphonic did the dirt.
Want to show you our new USB Fusion multi-input capture and mixing device. Now, first of all, let me give you some background. A lot of you might already know.
I'm just saying, super gangster. Super gangster. Anyway, so let me show you what Kevin's talking about. I looked at this thing. I don't like these things at all. Just due to the fact that get yourself a hub for a hub's sake and get yourself a hard drive expansion bay for a hard drive's sake. I love OWC. Let's get this straight. I absolutely love OWC, but saving space for saving space sake is kind of sort of semi BS because it ain't saving you that much space. However, what you are giving yourself is a single point of failure. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't like them. I don't like anything that has to do with single point of failure. Where the heck is it at? Ow, come on. It's not in the external drives. Anyway, so basically what it looks like is it looks like a little box that you fit under your computer that has a place for the drive and then some extra stuff that comes out. All the knockoff ones were out for a long time ago, and then OWC decided to make a quality one. So will this be better than the knockoff ones that are out there in the street? Here it is. Absolutely. Right? This is a mini stack. So you put this underneath your computer, and it basically gives you some more ports, and you know, you got your computer sitting on top. You get to maintain some of your Thunder Busies, and yeah, whatever. I'm not a fan of these things. Buy yourself a hub and a dock and keep them separated, because if one part of it breaks, the whole thing is broken. You're not really saving that much money, so I don't see the novelty in it. And nowadays, hard drives are so tiny and don't really take up a lot of space. I just don't think they're cute. I mean, knock yourself out. You do you. You ask me, I'm going to tell you. I think they're dumb. So there you go. Yes, the Rode is better choice at that position. What the heck is he talking about? I don't drink wine, so I have no clue what you're talking about. I don't drink wine at all. Oh, that Opus, the clip editor. Rebecca, that's my homegirl. Yeah, I haven't really had a chance to mess with it either. Yeah, I don't. It was something that we used to talk about all the time. Okay, so for instance, in my setup in my house, I don't like wireless routers at all. I hate wireless routers. I like routers and then an access point, because the wireless technology gets upgraded a couple times a year. Faster, faster, faster. I could just swap the access point and go quicker. If you buy a wireless router, you can spend $250 to $300 for a one-piece thing, and then when the wireless tech is outdated, you got to buy a whole brand new one. Because I have a grown folks router and a separate access point, when the wireless technology updates, I buy a $99 access point and have the fastest brand new Wi-Fi 6. But if you bought it as a Netgear, Nighthawk, somebody's whatever for 350 bones, you assed out. So I don't like unified devices like that. Single point of failure. That's me. Anyway, come on, Jim. Can you tell these kids? Jim is a networking specialist. He can back up everything I said is absolute gold. Most people don't know this because they stop reading and they go buy these little weird Miro, mesh network things. Malarkey. What you spend on one of those joints at Costco, you can buy a professional level kit for cheaper. It will work longer and faster. But y'all keep going to Costco buying those Netgear, whatevers. Stay selling you on a Q package. Inside the same Lucent Tech, Orinoco, Motorola stuff on the internals anyway. But consumer grade ones ain't tested for throughput. The professional grade ones are tested for throughput. Boom! I can get 3 gigabytes per second through my access point. See, Wi-Fi 7 is coming. And all of you guys that just dropped $350 on a brand new Wi-Fi 6 router, you guys are like that. I'm just going to swap my access point. $100. Gangsta! Anyway, that's it, gang. I'm tired of this. Actually, I got to go 8. And I am super bummed. I have a call in with, they're going to send me knobs, but I wanted to have my purple knobs already. They didn't come out. Anyway, the main things is new AI editor stuff coming out in the street that's going to sort of make it a little bit easier. But just know they're not flawless. You still got work to do, right? You can't replace Luis yet. You still got work to do. The other things that were coming out were lots of stuff in the AI space, whether it's for focusing cameras, lightings, like all kind of things. Light technology is getting amazing. You can get really cheap lights. I got some stuff coming in for you. I'm going to show you guys in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to pop that Magewell video right now, give you an opportunity to see it. It looks like it's ready to go. I'm going to just go ahead.
I've got some great news, which is that I was completely wrong when I said
You heard it. He said he was completely wrong. Let me check, see if the processing is done so I can flip the switch on that Magewell video. I think that thing is so dope. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not exactly the cheapest, but it's kind of sort of incredible. I'll add a description in a little bit. I'm going to just go ahead and turn it loose now. I'll go in and add a description in a second because I think this thing is dope. So I'm going to set this guy for instant premiere. If you guys want to go and watch it, I'll be right there. It's only 2 minutes and 47 seconds long. So I'm going to set this as an instant premiere. Then I'll come back later and fix the description. So I'm going to end this. And if you stand by the channel, and approximately as soon as this ending is over, this video will be set and ready to go. Okay? All right, cool. Let's go take a look. I'll see you guys Tuesday. Peace out. 8-Town Stump. Play.
City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine.